Okay, hello everyone. My name is Marcel Kaputra from 4th A of Department of English Education. So now I'm going to review 10 articles that I've already researched, and later on we'll discuss the correlation between the 10 articles. Okay, for the first article, by the title Pronunciation Error in Speaking Performance in CFAR Students. This article written by Haryani, Rahmat Awe, and Ali Rafsanjani. So the purpose of the article is the objective or purpose of the research is to identify and analyze pronunciation errors made by students, particularly CFAR students in the port and shipping management department. And the result of the article is that the research discussed in the summaries focus on pronunciation errors among students in the port and shipping management department, particularly CFAR students whose study classified this error into four categories. First is misinformation, addition, omission, and misordering, with information being identified as the most dominant error type. Okay, let's move to the second article. Second article by the title Students' Pronunciation Error Made in Speaking for General Communication. This article is written by Maria Ramasari. So the purpose of the article is to investigate and understand the pronunciation errors made by first semester students in speaking English for general communication. By analyzing the types of error, including pre-systematic, systematic, and post-systematic errors, the study seeks to identify the underlying causes of the errors. The result of the article is that the study emphasized the importance of collaborative effort between educators and students in improving pronunciation skills. By analyzing student pronunciation errors and providing correction feedback, the research aimed to facilitate a supportive learning environment that encourages students to actively participate in spoken English activities. Move on to the next article. The title is Exploring Students' Learning Strategies in Speaking Performance. This article is written by Ahmad Wael and Nur Asnur and Ibrahim Ibrahim. The purpose of this article is to investigate the learning mechanism that students employ when giving speeches, to determine the kinds of teaching methods that the English department students use to acquire the skill of speaking. The result of the article is that the third semester English department students at the University of Muhammadiyah Sorong employed methods in their speaking performance, which consistent with Oxford Learning Strategy theories. Method are the methods are divided into two categories: indirect strategies, which include effective social and metacognitive strategies, and direct strategies which compromise memory, cognitive, and compensatory strategies. Move on to the next article by the title Web-Based Language Learning for Enhancing L2 Speaking Performance. This article written by Ngo Chong Lem. The purpose of the article is to discuss The provided summary is to explore the impact of web-based technology on enhancing L2 or second language speaking performance. The result of the article is the studies highlight the benefit and challenges associated with incorporating technology into language learning, such as online chatting, conferencing, voice blogging, and social networking. So these technologies have shown positive effects on learners' speaking proficiency, engagement, linguistic knowledge, anxiety reduction, and motivation. Move on to the next article. Student anxiety and their speaking performance, teaching EFL to Indonesian students. This article is written by Santri Epe, Jahimo, Dewi IN, Billy Bora, and Elis Nahwan. The purpose of the article is to examine how student anxiety affect speaking performance in Indonesian EFL classes is the aim of this study. The purpose of the study is to determine the variables that affect students' reluctance to perform orally, including feedback, affective aspect, topical knowledge, listening skills, and performance settings. The result of the article is the discussion, the research on student anxiety and its impact on speaking performance among Indonesian EFL learners highlighted several key findings. The study observed that students challenges in their oral presentation due to psychological factors, leading to errors, lack of fluency, and the use of their native language during speaking tests. Move on to the sixth article. Innovative Pedagogy, the Influence of Impromptu Speaking on Students' English Proficiency. Written by Andrin Ger, Kilak Okate, Abela, and Taniza. The purpose of the research is the text focus on the impromptu speaking method and its influence on student English oral proficiency. It delves into the development of student speaking abilities through this method, examining its effectiveness, factors influencing success, and potential challenges in implementation. The, the result of the article is discussing the efficiency of the impromptu speaking method in enhancing students' English speaking ability is highly relevant and useful study on language education methodologies. Systematic literature review presented in the article provides valuable insights into the positive impact of the method on fluency, adaptability, and motivation. The next article by the title The Effect of Impromptu Speaking Method on Student Speaking Ability, written by Rita Herlina, Pangabean, Hasriani Hasibuan, and Aprida Irmayana. The purpose of the article is to discuss the structure of analytical exposition text, emphasizing its three components: thesis, arguments, and reiteration. It also highlights the use of declarative sentence in the present tense and the importance of conjunction to show cause and effect relationship. The result of the article is that there is a significant effect of impromptu speaking methods on student speaking ability at the 11th grade level. Based on the data and the results, The study findings suggest these implementing impromptu speaking methods can positively impact students' speaking abilities, leading to improvement in their communication skills. Okay, for the eighth article, Self and Peer Assessment of Speaking, written by Soo Hyung-ju. The purpose of the article is to discuss the complexities and effectiveness of self and peer assessment in language learning, particularly focusing on speaking skills in the second language acquisition context. It explores various factors influencing the quality of feedback and learning outcomes. The result is that the main argument of the text is that self and peer assessment can enhance the second language speaking ability when specific conditions are met, including the quality of feedback, task characteristics, and integration assessment activities into the curriculum through technology. Move on to the ninth article by the title Teaching Speaking Skills in Communication Classroom, written by Safat Hussein. The purpose of the article is discussing various techniques and activities for teaching speaking skills and pronunciation in communication classroom. And the result is that the author discusses that oral practice, role plays, dialogues, and interactive activities are essential for developing speaking skills. Furthermore, the text emphasizes the importance of good pronunciation for successful communication. The last article, exploring English learning on non-formal education as an effort to enhance student speaking ability, written by Muhammad Daniel, Nilasari, Nurhaini, Fajriani, and Farhanuddin. The purpose of the article is that the article is to implement the English learning in a non-formal education setting at MOEC, imagine and focusing students' perception towards it. The result of the article is that the English education program at MOEC, imagine, has had a significant impact on improving students' speaking abilities. Students perceive the teaching practice as effective beneficial for their language development. Okay, this is all for the 10 article. So in conclusion, the correlation between those 10 articles is that improving speaking performance needs various factors, such as requires addressing pronunciation, reducing anxiety, employing effective strategies, integrating technology, using innovative methods, implementing comprehensive assessment, and leveraging diverse educational settings. So this multifaceted approach ensures that learners develop proficiency and confidence. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.